Hi, this is Asha Saxena for Intelligent Luxury. Welcome to the show.
And I'm Julie Faupel, Asha's co-host. Welcome. Welcome right back.
You have to stop making me laugh.
I will, because I'm funny, Asha.
I know.
That's like my whole, that is what I bring to this whole
Oh my
thing.
God, okay, I know.
You're the brains of the operation, and I am the funny sister.
I know, you really are.
Yeah. When you and I met,
Yes.
we were immediately friends. The more we got to know each other, the more our thinking was so aligned in terms of this being such a pivotal time in both data and technology and everything that you work in, and luxury and kind of lifestyle and everything that is my discipline. We're in Scottsdale, Arizona, and we're in this beautiful facility, and the fact that you came in for an event being hosted by Realm, real estate and technology has not necessarily been something that has gone hand in hand historically, but it's such an act of friendship, and I think what you're seeing is there's so much curiosity around what you're doing and how it is innovating aspects of our lives that we never even anticipated.
Absolutely. But I also have to tell you, the reason I'm doing it because I love you so much. And I think that's what the world needs now. We have AI, we have machines, we have programs, and we have so much data. But what really matters at the end is the relationship. It's the human connection. I'm super excited about this podcast. The audience will enjoy so much because we are going to have fun while doing it.
It's always fun with you, Asha.
Thank you, everyone. And please continue watching because we're going to have guests who come from all around the world and going to talk about luxury in real estate.
We have a lot to look forward to.
Looking forward to it.
Welcome back to another episode of Intelligent Luxury. I am joined here in Scottsdale, Arizona with Allison Richards, who is one of my favorite people, dearest friends from 30A, which is in Florida. Allison, welcome.
Thank you, Julie. It's so good to be with you again.
Well, we have kind of a long history of doing these kind of shows.
That's right. You and I have spent a couple times on 30A, covered the entire area. And as I said, we've done this by plane, by helicopter, by boat. And so we really understand each other's markets, and I can't wait to dive in to hear what you're going to talk about today and how I can help.
Well, it's funny. I mean, so you think about that. Like we've used all kinds of different means of exploration, and I think that that's a little bit about what your journey as a professional and as an innovator is all about. It's kind of finding new ways to help people experience your destination.
Yeah, that's right. 30A has such an unusual flavor to it. Originally, it was for families that would come down on vacation and bring legacy families to enjoy. Now what we're seeing transformation to full-time residences. We're finding people from Miami, from Atlanta, from big urban epicenters that want to have a different lifestyle and bring their family and live the life on 30A.
Well, so Allison, it's, the whole concept of this podcast is all about intelligent luxury. Mm-hmm. And so when you think about people coming from all over these different destinations,
yes,
how you are giving them access to things in new ways and really thinking about the approach to the business in new ways. Where do you get that inspiration and how has that manifested in your business?
I think the most important thing is to understand lifestyle. So if you understand what is important to a couple, to a family, to an individual, and how they're living their lives, that gives you a menu to explore and to give them options on how they can live their lifestyle on 30A. One of the things I think that is so important is wellness and also experiencing 30A that helps you slow down just a little bit. Things are very fast. We're constantly on a digital platform, but being in the environment where you have the water, the sand, the sounds, and the nature really help you to slow down and just take a moment to enjoy the day-to-day.
Well, so, as you look at 30A is a relatively new destination,
Yes.
So people are coming from places that have been more discovered. What is kind of bringing them there? How are you getting to them before they've even discovered it?
Yeah, I think what's really helped quite a bit is we've had a lot of press on 30A, and also right after COVID, there was a very large migration, obviously, to the state of Florida. People really wanted to experience an atmosphere where they could really have opportunity that they didn't have in their own state. And so it helped them to decide, am I going to purchase here and experience this lifestyle and see if I could do a work-home play? That was oftentimes something that would happen. So people have ended up migrating because they know that it's available. The couple from Miami came to visit because their brother actually ended up buying a condo. Now both of these families are going to be on 30A full-time. And because it's a great place to raise their kids, the educational system is incredibly great. And then also they're able to go to the beach after school. But on top of that, we also have culture. So I think as the community is evolving, 30A is evolving and what it can offer to people and a lifestyle that they're offering they didn't have before.
You know, when you think about the context of intelligent luxury and what is driving people's decisions and where they're going and how they're migrating, you know, is it something where it's a little bit less pretentious, it's a little bit less seen, and, you know, I mean, that's to me what you're describing.
Yeah, I would say less pretentious, but a lot of times you hear people talk about, well, I want to be in the scene, or I want to be in the mix. And there's so many people that are professionals, or people that are very demanding careers. They really just want to have an opportunity to fly under the radar and just exist, and to come home and to have experiences that maybe aren't as stressful or is on high octane. And I think the environment gives them that chance just to slow down a bit, get out of the mix. Many of these people will travel. So we have the ECP airport and the Destin airport, and there's also executive private airways as well. So you can get to 30A as easily as anywhere else. We have a new flight to LaGuardia, a new flight to Boston. Those are all direct flights now, and that did not happen until last year. So accessibility is so much easier for anyone who wants to get to this location that used to be remote.
Let's talk about that a little bit more. So accessibility, I mean, you were just telling me about clients that you met up with down here,
yes,
that have homes in multiple countries,
right,
multiple locations.
Yes.
And now, is that a trend that you're seeing kind of? Explain a little bit more about that.
Yes. So the luxury client in general, they usually have multiple homes all over the country. Time is very limited. Efficiency in how they're using their time is extremely important. So having direct flights is going to be paramount. But on top of that, if they have their own plane, obviously they can fly in as well. And how they're scripting their lives. So they will tell me, okay, Allison, I'm going to spend 3 months out of the year on 30A. I'm going to spend 6 months in Cabo, and then I'm going to travel in Europe the rest of the year. And so people are really thinking about how they're scripting out that 12-month timeline. And 30A has a place in the big picture for luxury-minded individuals. And I see that really playing a prominent role moving forward in how people are choosing what is my destination and how am I spending my year and where am I spending it.
Well, I think scripting is such an interesting term. And it's something that you do very well because your team is now growing.
Yes.
And part of that is also expanding the narrative in terms of the services that you can provide,
right,
in terms of kind of you being more of that trusted advisor.
Yes.
And so, you know, explain for our listeners and for our viewers,
Sure,
explain a little bit more about kind of where you see the future going and how you've adapted to that.
You know, what we've done is we've been very thoughtful on who we bring on the team. Demographically, we also want to have representation in all the demographics. So if we have a young 30-something couple that's coming and they want to learn the area and what all the hot spots are and where they want to go and enjoy the best sushi, or where can I go get an IV, or where do I want to go do like a workout on the beach, we've got our 30-something agent that's on our team. And then also, if you have a demographic of people that maybe are in the retirement phase of their life and they're interested in golfing and just spending time at the club and hanging out with friends, we've got my husband who's also in that kind of demographic. And then we have a few other ladies on the team as well, and one of them is Sarah Bovender. Andy Bovender is also a team lead with Compass. So I feel like Sarah spending time in Charlotte and in Charleston, and now on 30A is able to blend her client base and almost bring clients to all of those different areas and offer them opportunity. And what Realm has done is you have this list of elite agents, and clients want to have more than what your general geography is just offering them. They want to say, who can I go to in London? Who can I go to in Portugal? So by having this connection with Realm, with trusted advisors all over the nation, we're able to provide a seamless experience. And I think that's what's so unique about it.
Yeah, no, it's so true.
Yeah.
And I think it's all about the people that you surround yourself with.
It is.
You know, I mean, there is a luxury in that for sure.
Yes.
You know, and so I think as our clients kind of look to planning kind of that generational transfer, it makes a real difference when you've got somebody that can resonate with kind of the baby boomer who is maybe making a plan to downsize versus kind of the, you know, the Gen Z or the Generation Alpha or kind of these next generations that are coming up that are looking at they've got a totally different system of values.
They do have a different system of values. I think probably the most unique play on 30A is that it can appeal to all of the demographics. It used to be, I would say, a little bit more narrow because we're adapting with what the client base is desiring and wanting in their lifestyle. 30A is adapting with it.
How do you get that message out? Again, going back to this blend and the juxtaposition of kind of technology, and really, you don't get more human than kind of real estate and that connection.
Right.
How do you blend those two?
I think it's a combination of blending AI and ChatGPT with a human touch. So if you go into ChatGPT and you put in who is the top luxury agent on 30A, the Richards Group will be in the top 3. So that's where we show up. We show up to be there. People will reach out to us. They're interviewing. They want to understand, does this team have the personality? Do they have the skill set that we need to have the human touch and the human interaction? Because when they come down, they're spending a weekend, or maybe they're spending 6 weeks, multiple trips. We're spending all day with them, and we're painting the picture of what their painting is going to look like for the next 10 to 20 years. So once you are able to capture that AI draw and they found you, then it's the human interaction and the human touch, the human knowledge, and the ability to share what the experiences are. But then there's also experiences they're not going to be able to find online. They're not going to know, which doctor do I need if I have a medical crisis in my family? Or perhaps, who do I need to go to if I want this kind of skill set because I want to be like an A-rated pickleball player? So we can provide all of that, and you can't easily find that without a trusted advisor.
No, that's right. It is the blend.
Yeah.
And I think, too, you know, one of the things that it strikes me you have done so well is you take technology, and whether it's through some of the productions that we've done together, or through your social media, or through your PR presence, you've done all of that and really made 30A more approachable for people that may never have experienced it before.
It's true. And when I spent some time here in Paradise Valley with our clients that have a home on 30A, they found me online. This was in 2020. But all of a sudden, they start bringing home swag, and they start wearing 30A, and they start wearing the Richards Group logos. And people are saying, well, where is that place? I don't know where 30A is. So it's almost a whisper. It's a whisper of getting out to like-minded people and them having curiosity to find this place. So we're there to help them. The minute that they need us to answer the whisper, we're there.
Yeah, that's right. You're the one doing the
or
whispering.
We're whispering,
yeah,
right, exactly.
That's right.
That's
As
so
opposed
true.
to sitting in their driveway. That's different.
Well, we could do that too, right?
That's right. But so I guess as we kind of wrap up this time together, Allison, and you know, we talk so much about luxury and about what the future brings,
right.
And you know, and kind of this intersection between AI and the client experience, and really, you know, blending all of that together into something that is authentic. To you, what does intelligent luxury mean?
Yeah, intelligent luxury is being able to speak to the individual that is seeking out information, but once they reach you and they seek the information, it's about you bringing them in to help understand what the nuances and the details are of their luxury lifestyle. I had a client say to me, Allison, I want to know where the best place is to take my car. I want to know where the best place is for me to go play a golf round. And then I want to know what is a direct flight for me to go from point A to B and how do I get there? So I think it's about having a resonation to bring the person through technology, but once you receive them in technology, luxury is about giving that person whatever it is they seek and give them the best information they could have from any trusted advisor that they could find. So it's an exemplary experience that they will receive from no one else.
I love that. Well, you are unlike anyone else that I know, Allison Richards. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been Intelligent Luxury. I'm Julie Faupel, and we'll see you next time.